Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm David Mathas, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel and checking out the topic for today. So what I want to talk about today is, do you have to squat, bench, and deadlift? There's a lot of people out there that say yes, you have to incorporate these movements into your routine, no matter if you're a bikini competitor, a figure, men's physique, bodybuilding, powerlifting, whatever it is. There's some out there that believe that you have to incorporate these movements into your routine because they are the best mass building exercises. Now, what do I think about that? First of all, full disclaimer, I absolutely love to squat, bench, and deadlift, all right? Not the absolute best, I don't have the best numbers, but I love the movements in general. Now, what's the premise behind these movements, right? It is that they work the largest muscle groups, right? They help stimulate more hormonal response in your body because the larger the muscle group, the more power you're exerting. Goes without reason, right? Well, what if you have an injury, right? What if you just absolutely cannot squat, bench, or deadlift due to one circumstance or another? Is it going to hinder your performance, your growth? Well, that's all going to factor in a couple different things, right? First of all, what is your goal? If your goal is powerlifting, then yeah, you're pretty much screwed if you can't squat, bench, or deadlift, right? But what if your goal is bodybuilding, right? Do you have to incorporate these into your routine? I say yes, but there's a caveat. Everybody hears squat and they automatically think a barbell squat. Throw a barbell on your back, squat down, come up. But there are many variations of the squat that you can do, right? There is the hack squat, there's goblet squats, there's front squats. If you have a back injury or something that's preventing you from putting a barbell on your back and having that spinal compression, then there are other ways to build up your legs, right? That is not the only way to build up your legs. If you are healthy, do I say absolutely do them? Yes, I think you should be squatting with proper technique and form, right? And working with a weight that you are able to control through an efficient range of motion. If you don't know how to do that, I suggest you working with someone. You can contact me for coaching services, but just get with somebody that can help you. Break down your form, make sure that you're doing it properly and safely, right? Now, these three exercises in particular, squat, bench, and deadlift, obviously for powerlifting, like I said before, you have to do them. You can't compete in the sport if you don't do them, right? But there are many variations, and I think too many people get caught up when they hear people say you have to squat, bench, deadlift, right? What they're not really hearing is the real reason behind it, right? You need to do a squatting motion, right? You need to do a pressing motion. You need to pick something up off the ground, right? These are going to be very fundamental to not only enhancing your physique, but your overall health. So what can you do if you cannot squat, right? Like I mentioned before, hack squats. Actually, I'll be perfectly honest, hack squats build my legs better than barbell squats. I do love doing barbell squats though, so I still do them. I incorporate both. But you can do different strategies, right? You can do hack squats, you can do leg presses, you can do a lot of superset and time under tension work. Lunges are another great way to build up your lower body without putting a barbell on your back and squatting. I like to do a lot of supersets, right? When I'm not throwing a barbell on my back and I'm using other ways, other techniques to build up my legs, I like doing a lot of supersets. So I'll do like quad extensions, seated quad extensions with like either the leg press or the hack squat, right? And I'll do higher reps because my body tends to respond better to higher rep training than it does to lower rep, higher intensity. So those are a few ways to get around not squatting with a barbell on your back. Now let's talk about pressing, right? The bench press is one of those movements that you can get screwed up very easily and injure your rotator cuff, tear a pec. It's a very simple yet complicated movement, right? A lot of people you see will have their elbows flared out like this and they'll come down here. That's not the proper way to do a bench press. That's what's going to tear up your shoulders. That's what's going to tear your pec. what you want to do is you want to bring it more like this and get your elbows tucked in, right? And you want the bar path to hit kind of just right below your nipples, right? So what if you can't barbell press, bench press correctly? What can you do? I believe dumbbells are a great tool to use. It actually can work into like stabilizing the muscle a little bit more. Sometimes with the bench press, one side will take over a little bit more, which is also why you see an injury on either side. Cable flies. I love cable flies. They actually, high rep cable flies really bring out the definition and the volume in my chest. So those are a couple ways to get around, but as far as a pressing motion, just a simple machine press would work, right? You can always find ways around doing different movements in order to fit your particular body type, your lifestyle, your injury history, whatever it is. Now let's go on to deadlift, right? A lot of people have lower back injuries, and a lot of the lower back injuries is because they didn't squat and deadlift correctly in the first place. But what are some other things that you can do for a deadlift type motion in order to get the same results, right? Well, if you have trouble with mobility or something and you can't get down far enough, you can do rack pulls. You know, set the pins in the power rack up to about knee level and just work on the top end motion, right? It's really going to work it's going to work your whole back and everything. It's going to work your posterior chain without putting all that pressure on your lower back to bend all the way down to the ground in order to lift the barbell up. Romanian deadlifts are another great one. You can do this with the barbell or the dumbbells. But basically what it is, it's a very hip hinged movement where you're kicking your butt out first, you're coming down, you're feeling that stretch in your hamstrings and firing back up. A lot of the things that I see people do wrong with the deadlift that injures them and that kind of gives the deadlift a bad name is that they try to pull from the ground, first of all, too heavy and with a rounded back. So if you already have an injury, maybe you had an old sports injury, a car accident, whatever it is, and you can't properly deadlift from the ground, rack pulls are another great option, right? Barbell rows. Standing barbell rows are an awesome way to build up your back muscles that the deadlift would also work. So there are different variations of the big three movements that you can use in order to still develop not only strength but the physique overall that using the squat, bench, and deadlift will help you with along the way. So do I think you need to do the three? No, I don't think you do. I think there's plenty of ways to build each muscle group without doing those movements. But the caveat to that is you have to still give yourself enough intensity and volume along the way with whatever movements you choose in order to develop those muscle groups. Because when you're squatting, when you're benching, when you're deadlifting to a high intensity and stuff, the hormonal response that results from it is so great, and that's where a lot of the growth comes from, right? So you have to be able to mimic that. If you're going on a different movement and you're going a little bit lighter in intensity, you have to make up for that with volume, right? In different strategies. Maybe some time under tension, maybe some tempo reps, right? Maybe a 2 down, 1 hold, 2 up. There's many different tempo reps to go for out there, and a lot of people have great videos out there that demonstrate all that. If you follow Dr. Lane Norton, he's got tons of videos out that talk all about different lifting strategies, nutritional strategies, everything. So if you're not following him, you definitely need to be following him because he has a wealth of knowledge that you are not tapped into. There's other great people out there, Eric Helms, Greg Knuckles. I've got a list of people that I could definitely recommend for you. So if you have any interest, leave me a comment below and I will take care of that for you. I'll try to help you out. And if you guys have any questions about movements, maybe you're having some difficulty doing a movement and you're looking for another alternative, contact me. You can contact me, MathasFitness@gmail.com, or find me on Instagram @MathasFitness, MATHAS. So, getting back to the topic at hand, I firmly believe in the squat, bench, and deadlift. I firmly believe that you have to build a strong foundation based off of that before you can really go off anything else. But you also have to take into account what your goals are, what your lifestyle is, what your injury history is, and frankly, just what you're able to do safely and efficiently. So do a horizontal pressing movement, right? Do a vertical pressing movement. Do a vertical pull down, right? Do a horizontal row. Do a squat of some sort. Incorporate all those into your routine. I don't care if you're a woman going for a bikini prep, or trying to go for men's physique, or if you're a men's bodybuilder, whatever it is. These are essential movements to human functioning, right? Constantly every day we're bending over, picking stuff up, mimicking a deadlift. We're squatting down, we're standing back up every time you sit into a chair, right? You're pressing things all the time. You need to incorporate the motor function and motor pattern of these movements into your routine, right? Not just to develop an overall good looking, strong physical physique, but because it's gonna help you in your everyday life. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. The big takeaway is, do you need to be doing the big three? Yes and no. You need to do a variation of it that is safe and efficient for you and your goals. So once again, any coaching or nutrition programming, please contact me, MathasFitness@gmail.com. Leave any comments below. If you liked the video, if you like some of the topics that you've seen on my channel, please like, subscribe, and share. I really don't do this for any sort of fame or money, but I just want to help you guys out and try to make a positive difference in this industry. So you guys have a great day. If you need anything, you know where to find me, and be on the lookout for the next video. Thanks.